Starting in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Gold Times, episode 5 for March 25th, 2021. We are a screen pop culture podcast talking about anything on a TV, on a computer, or even a phone. I am your host, Oz Gold Times, and for our 5th episode, it is my pleasure to introduce to you all today a huge geek. He also runs his own company. He's an incredibly talented miniature artist, and he also plays D&D, just to name a few things. This guy is was one of my first friends on Twitch. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Minimatties.
Hey, Osgold. Thanks for having me, dude.
There we go. Everyone, I had to cue the applause. Welcome, dude. Welcome to the show. Welcome. So good to have you.
Thanks. Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, before we get into this massive show we have today, I've got a few questions before we start, and just to get to know you a little better.
Yeah.
The first question is, give us a brief rundown of your association with screen media, like your hobbies or your job or both.
Okay. Screen media has actually pretty big impact on me. Obviously, since I'm a streamer, there's a lot going on Twitch with other streamers, etc., that I'm watching, that I'm getting inspiration by, etc. So hobby-wise, there's a lot going on. Watching series on Netflix, watching stuff on YouTube, watching tutorials on YouTube about how to implement new painting stuff. As is a big part of my social life at the moment is on Twitch, watching other streamers, talking to them, etc. But also for my own company, obviously. So for everyone who doesn't know, my company provides workshops on the field of sustainability and the energy transition. And during these workshops, we mostly use a board game to actually use it as a starter for a conversation. So the players will be divided into different roles. One will go for production, one will go for planet, for profit, for people, etc. And they have to work together to make a certain area, which is mostly the area of their own village or city they're living in, sustainable by placing wind turbines, placing solar PV fields, etc., etc. Mostly we use a board game, but since we're in a pandemic right now, it's pretty much impossible or not even allowed by governmental institutes to have such events take place, because you're mostly in a group like 20, 30, 40 people sitting in one room playing those games. It's not allowed. So for my own company, we had to make a switch. We had to find a way to still be able to provide those workshops while being able to sustain the amount of quality that we want to deliver. So we moved to an online version of our board game. We have a digital version of our game available on our website, and we use Discord as a server where we basically make certain different voice channels that we use as the tables that the board game is being played on. So our participants now use Discord, go in a group chat, have one of us in every group chat that will basically explain them the game, runs the game with them. And afterwards, we all go back into one big group chat in a voice channel where we then have the discussion going on. So okay, what happened? What did you see in the game? So screen media has a huge impact on my daily life, on everything I do, basically.
Wow. Yeah, right. Yeah, something new for me today too about I didn't know about your Discord transition into your online board game thing. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, next question I got. If you can list a small list, if you've it could be a big list here because screen media is big in your life. If you could list a few of your devices, and which one do you use the most and which one do you use the least?
Okay, phone, tablet, computer, laptop, PlayStation 4. Waiting for the PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Most use, definitely my computer.
Yep.
My daily routine is literally waking up, taking a shower, having breakfast behind the laptop in my bedroom, going upstairs, coming here, and most of the day I'm sitting behind this desk, either working, either painting, streaming, whatever. So most of my day I'll spend here at this desk,
Yep.
having some stuff open on my computer.
Okay.
PS4 is behind me. Sometimes game, sometimes watch Twitch when I'm eating or whatever, when I'm having dinner, when I'm not sitting at a computer.
Yeah.
And then the phone, basically what everyone else uses a phone for.
Yeah.
Waking up, going to bed, that kind of stuff.
Uh-huh. Which one do you use the least out of that list
I would
of
say
5?
laptop.
The laptop?
I would say laptop, yeah. Yeah, laptop or the PS4. If you don't count the actual gaming, so if you actually count only watching stuff, then it might be the PS4. Because I actually only use it for gaming since I have my computer upstairs here with me.
Yeah.
So it's just easy for me to look up something on YouTube or on Twitch instead of on the PS4.
Yeah, right. Okay. Here's one that I like asking people, which is interesting. Is how many media subscriptions do you currently have? Because this can range from TV movie streaming services to game service subscriptions, game subs like WoW, or Twitch subs, and let's throw in a music Audible subscription maybe. So what have you got?
Okay. Okay. So we have Amazon Prime for, the Prime Video and for the free Twitch sub every month.
Yep.
We have Spotify. We have Netflix. This is the second month that I have a Humble Bundle going on for some games.
Okay.
That are mostly used for giveaways on stream if there are no games in there that interest me. And I think at the moment I only have 1 or 2 channels on Twitch that I'm actually sub to. Yeah.
Okay, so you got little bit of everything.
Not that many anymore. I had to cut out cut out because.
Did you? And wait, did I not hear a Netflix? Stuff. You do not have a Netflix subscription.
I have a Netflix. Yeah, I have.
Did I miss that? I missed.
Yeah, but I don't have a Disney Plus. I don't have an HBO or whatever else is out there. No.
I feel ya. I don't get HBO Max here in Australia. I feel ya.
Yeah.
No, none of that. Okay. Just add to that. Out of the subscriptions, which one do you use the most? Like gets the best value out of your money.
Spotify, absolutely. Yeah, there's basically hours of it every day playing music.
Yeah.
So if you would look at hours compared to the amount that you're paying for it, 100% Spotify.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm always using Spotify. I'm a music addict. I hate silence. I need to always listen to something.
Same. I mean, I've got Spotify running right now while we're talking. I've got some background music on right now.
Yes. What are we? Okay, just like what are you listening to right now?
Right now, it's definitely some metal bangers. This one's called Infest from Breakdown of Sanity. So it's heavy stuff. Yeah. Yeah,
that's right. I remember you telling me that you're into you love your metal. Yeah, I remember that.
Yes.
Okay. Last question for you before we start properly get into the show. With our first segment is what was your first screen device other than a TV to view or interact media on, and what year was it? So you can't say a TV. Ooh. Like when you were 3 years old, you discovered what a TV was. Like that doesn't count. Okay.
I remember as a kid, that doesn't really count. Nah. I think it was the first computer, like the old computer from my dad.
Okay.
And I was around 10 years old by then.
Yep.
Yeah, because everyone, I had a SNES when I was 6 years old, but
what's that?
Since TV, a Super Nintendo.
Oh, a SNES, yeah, Super Nintendo.
Yeah. But since TV doesn't count, actually, like stuff that you could watch things on
or interact with, computers. We'll take that answer. We'll take that answer. Yeah, that's good. That was actually when I first asked this a question a few episodes ago. Was my answer as well was before a TV or anything, or before a Game Boy got handed to me when I was 5. I was interacting with my dad's MS-DOS computer
Mm.
back in 1992, 93, back in the day.
Yeah, if interacting would count, then it would definitely be the or my Game Boy or my Super Nintendo. I think I had the Game Boy first, actually.
Okay.
That was in 96, 97. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Just just an extra little question there. What color was your Game Boy?
It was the first one.
Oh,
like
the gray.
big fat.
The default gray,
yeah,
the big fat one.
I think I had the black one. So it was
the
like
black one.
As soon as they came out in a different color was the black version of it. That's the one I had. But yeah, I've got the fat boy. Yep.
Do you still have it?
No, I don't have it anymore. It
oh dear.
It broke down, sadly. The screen came loose and yeah.
Yeah, right. I had a green one, original big fat boy one. I had a green one, and I still have it to this day, still working.
Nice.
Yeah. Keeping that. I've said this before. I'll say it again. I'm keeping it till my grave as a cherished moment of my life. Or if,
that's awesome.
Like if it becomes like super rare in like 30 years, I could make a sweet profit on it. I don't know. Well, maybe. All right, let's smash. Good questions. Thank you, Minnie. That was good getting to know you a bit better. For me, it was me as well. Even though I've gotten to know these things before knowing you for a bit, and I got to learn something new for me and for everyone on the show. Got to know some more about you as well. Thank you for that. And let's get into the first news. The first segment, the news. Okay, this is a big one that I couldn't pass on today. This is the big one. I had to get talking because it got talking about some stuff coming out soon, which is the 2021 TV premiere dates. What to watch in the months ahead. This was a good article. It was huge. Like, I had to go through this and pick out my favorites. Hopefully, they are some interest to you. I'm not sure. I'm not yet. There's a few Disney Plus things, so there's all my answers gone already that you don't have Disney Plus. But maybe you might be interested in some of these, but we'll see. The first one was The Mighty Ducks Game Changers, coming to Disney Plus on March 26th.
Like remake or
so it's the Ducks. It says the Ducks still have got game. In fact, the team from the beloved 90s movies has so much that they're no longer the underdogs in this reboot, but a highly selective elite crew of young youth hockey players. That's what inspires a kiddo who didn't make the cut to start his own team, and none other than the original Ducks coach, Gordon Bombay. Yes, Emilio Estevez is reprising the role, and Lauren Graham also leads the cast. It's going to be a series, and it's going to be on Disney Plus. Now, Minnie, do you love the Mighty Ducks or do you hate the Mighty Ducks? Because it's either one or the other.
I obviously watched the movies back when I was young, and I really liked them. I really enjoyed them. But it's always with these reboots that I'm not sure if it will actually work again in these times now.
Yeah.
So it's obviously like stuff that came out 20, 30 years ago when we were young. Or, I mean, we still are young, come on. But, when we were little, was really good to us, but it could not work these days if it would be re-released or if it would become a reboot. So I'm not sure if it will work out, but it's definitely interesting. And not having Disney Plus obviously doesn't mean that, there aren't ways to find out. There aren't ways to not be able to watch it, but I think I'll wait for some reviews first to see if it's worth it digging in.
See, so here's a reboot that's sort of similar. That's been out for a while now, about a year now or 6 months. Cobra Kai was a reboot of the Karate Kid movies. Cobra Kai smashed it out of the park. They brought back all these old characters that have aged 30 years and they're still playing the same characters, you know, and there's a new story, and it's new age, and it's a reboot, and it was a series, and Cobra Kai did great. So I think Mighty Ducks is trying to do that.
I think they definitely try to ride the same wave Cobra Kai did. And I'm not sure what kind of story they want to go for. Will it actually be like the Mighty Ducks story, like an actual reboot of it? Or will it be like Cobra Kai did? Okay, we're now 20 years ahead. What happened to our life? How are we living our lives, etc.? And what do we want to do with it? And go on forwards from there.
Yeah, it's going to be new Mighty Ducks. It's going to be new Mighty Ducks, but it's going to be old Gordon Bombay with new kids. And it's going to be like so Gordon Bombay, like 30 years, 20 years in the future now, in the present day. And now it's going to be all this, like bringing the Mighty Ducks back. And, like, you know, so I reckon it might be good. I grew up watching the 3 Mighty Ducks movies, and I really liked it. And it sort of gave me inspiration, to actually play ice hockey in high school. So that's a fun fact about me. Yeah, I played ice hockey for a couple of years in high school, and the Mighty Ducks was a bit of a, you know, thing we joked about, and, you know, the knuckle puck and
obviously,
and the flying V, and it's like, you know, jokes on the ice. But yeah, like that's that. Yeah. Anyway, okay, that was an interesting take. I didn't know what to expect from you about that one, but this one might be a bit different because it's Star Wars: The Bad Batch coming to Disney Plus again. On May 4th, and it says The Mandalorian isn't the only Star Wars show Disney Plus has in the works. First down the pipeline from a galaxy far, far away in this animated spin-off from the other Star Wars animated series, The Clone Wars. So it follows a group of clone troopers with genetic mutations sent on dangerous mercenary missions. Have you seen The Clone Wars, Minnie?
I have not.
Okay, but are you a Star Wars
good
fan?
Stuff about it. Nah, I wouldn't consider myself a Star Wars fan.
Okay.
I've watched the original 3 multiple times and loved them. Watched the episode 1, 2, and 3 that came afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were okay, I would say.
Yeah.
Then 7 and 8, I've watched them. 7 a couple of times was pretty good. 8 was enjoyable. And afterwards, I didn't even watch. I didn't watch Solo. I didn't watch episode 9. Didn't watch any of the series that were next to it. And I think I just kind of got a bit burned out with Star Wars.
Okay.
Watched the first season of The Mandalorian as well, but it didn't grab me as much as it did most other people.
Yep.
I do appreciate the fact that they're releasing it on May 4th.
How cool is that?
It's a cool little touch for them, yeah.
That is a cool little touch. I started The Clone Wars. I'm a big Star Wars fan. Loved The Mandalorian. Loved everything Star Wars. Everyone said, like, if you're a big Star Wars fan, have you seen The Clone Wars? And I said no. And someone said it's on Disney Plus. Go have a look. So I did. I started watching it, and I watched a few episodes, and it was very slow in the animated series. It was very slow in the first few episodes, so I gave up. I might come back to it, but we'll see. If I get into the Star Wars mood again, I know I will. We'll see. Next one's a Marvel.
I heard from a lot of people actually about the Clone Wars that it's really good.
Yeah, that's what I heard too.
I watched a couple of episodes, but the thing is, the only episodes that I watched were just episodes that I briefly caught on TV.
Yeah.
So I never watched anything in order.
Yeah.
So I never had any idea what was actually going on at that time in the series.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it never got me.
Okay. Fair call. The next one's a Marvel.
I heard you say Marvel, so
Marvel. Are you a Marvel fan there, Minnie?
I am indeed a big Marvel fan.
Oh, yeah. Good, because this is coming to Disney Plus as well on June 11th. Loki.
Ooh.
After escaping through time in Avengers Endgame, Asgard's exiled trickster god accidentally falls into the Time Variance Agency. The secretive organization keeps track of the various timelines in the multiverse, tweaking some and eliminating others it deems too dangerous to exist, generally keeping the citizens of the timelines from traveling back and forth in time and changing the past or the future. How all this ties in with the larger Marvel Cinematic Universe's Phase 4 storyline is anyone's guess. So you are a fan of the MCU. What are your thoughts on Loki in the universe?
Loki himself and the actor who plays him did a great job in doing so. They did an amazing job. I already heard a lot of speculations going on, obviously, even before they announced that Loki would be a thing. That Loki might not be dead after Endgame.
Yep.
Because he was almost like he became like one of the main characters working towards Endgame, and it was just in the blink of an eye that he was dead. So it didn't serve him right. So there were already a lot of speculations going on, like, okay, this can't be. Loki is a trickster.
Okay, I gotta stop you right there. He died in Endgame's timeline, the original timeline. He died.
Yeah.
Thanos killed him. The one we're looking at now, or the one they're doing a series on, is the Loki in not Endgame. Yeah, Endgame, where he received the Tesseract when they went back in time, and he escaped with the Tesseract. Are you referring to that?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay.
Yes, Thanos killed the one, but Loki is such a smart person that after all the other events happening in Endgame, he would probably catch up to what's really going on so insanely fast and find a way to, escape his fate.
Yeah.
So we're looking at a different timeline.
Yeah.
But also what they just mentioned in the article, going to the agency, having watched over the multiverse is a really interesting one, because that confirms a lot of the fan theories about the Spider-Man multiverse as well. So Phase 4, yes, they are bringing in the multiverses into the Marvel universe, which I really hope they're doing well, as they did in the past with all three phases before this one.
Yeah.
Because if Marvel manages to pull this off, like they did in Endgame for me, because I really like the way they did time travels in Endgame as well.
Yep.
It made sense for once.
Yeah.
A lot of movies screw this up, but it made sense for once. Marvel might be one of the few like cinematic movie sequences, etc., on each other that might have pulled off something like multiverses in a correct and good way.
I'm with you.
So I'm really looking forward to it. It's
good.
They gave themselves a tough task, but I'm looking forward to it.
So this series does interest you, Loki?
Absolutely, yeah.
Good. I have
to subscribe to Disney Plus soon.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely worth. It's cheaper than Netflix.
It got me again.
It's cheaper than Netflix, dude. All right.
It is fair.
As you can tell, like just that from that conversation that with Minnie just then, from me and Minnie going back and forth for a couple of minutes, I am a massive MCU fan too, and I am definitely watching this because I think Loki is an very interesting character. Yeah. Okay, that was a couple things that I thought were worth mentioning to talk about coming out in the next couple of months. There's a few things here to mention too that are TBA, to be advised. Better Call Saul season 6. Have you seen Better Call Saul?
No, I have not. I've seen most of Breaking Bad.
Okay.
But even that became a bit of a drag for me after a while.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. It's a bit slow.
Yeah. So after that, I never got interested in watching Better Call Saul, actually.
Did you like the Saul Goodman in Breaking Bad? What did you think of him in Breaking Bad? The wacky lawyer.
It was a bit cheesy as a character being. It felt like the character missed some in-depth stuff going on.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the cheesy lawyer was more like a facade, and there was actually some like pretty smart mind behind what he was actually showing everyone else. So he had a plan obviously going on. He had his network going on, but I found it it felt a bit cheap to me.
Okay, that's fair. If Breaking Bad didn't really smash it out of the park for you, I don't think Saul Goodman, Better Call Saul would be for you or anyone else. I think I loved Breaking Bad. I've watched it a few times and I thought it was really good. Saul Goodman was really good because Better Call Saul was really good because I got to see the whole backstory. I thought Better Call Saul was Saul Goodman was really cool to have his own spin-off for because he's got a big backstory, and it's got 5 seasons so far. There's a lot got to tell, and there's also in Better Call Saul, there's also tons of Breaking Bad stuff like Gus Fring. There's Gus Fring and there's Mike, and then there's like how Gus Fring builds his empire, and Mike and the people in New Mexico, and there's all this backstory, not just about the lawyer, about like Breaking Bad stuff as well. So
that's pretty cool.
So it's like I said, you have to be a really good Breaking Bad fan to really appreciate the Better Call Saul, I think.
Yeah.
Here's one to mention, and I want to talk about this because I'll mention it in a second, but it's Lord of the Rings, the series, coming to Amazon Prime. Yeah. Now, the first 5 very expensive Lord of the Rings seasons are heading to Amazon in 2021 as the company tries to serve up the next Game of Thrones before the next actual Game of Thrones, aka the House of the Dragon, hits HBO. Set in the Second Age, this series will take place before Frodo was running around the Shire. So it's a gamble to suss out what will actually take place in the Middle-earthian prequel. But Lord of the Rings, I don't care. I want it. I want it. I want it all. I want it all. Yep. Now, I'm guessing you're a Lord of the Rings fan because you love fantasy games.
Absolutely am.
You're a fantasy guy. Yes.
Right up my alley. Absolutely.
So would you be... Have you heard about this prequel? Are you excited about it?
Yeah. I've heard, like, they've been working on this for years already.
Yeah.
I think right after Hobbit 3 came into the cinema, Amazon announced that they were going to start working on that series. So basically, since then, I'm like, okay, give me. I want it. Show me something.
Just Middle Earth. Give me Middle Earth. I don't care what it is. I want all the things in Middle Earth. Yeah, I know.
More of that universe. So, I need to see that.
I'm gonna mention this later, but I'm gonna say it now. But The Witcher scratched my fantasy series, TV series itch for a very long time. But when this Lord of the Rings series comes out, like, to get more than 3 hours of a movie, like to get 10 hours of content in 10 episodes or something, oh my god, yes.
The thing with The Witcher is, so I'm a pretty big Witcher fan, and some of my friends are huge Witcher fans. Like, they read the books, played all the games, etc. Know almost everything about story-wise and the game-wise what's going on in The Witcher. So when The Witcher was released on Netflix, because they dumped the whole season at once on there, we were instantly went like, okay, let's have a watch party. So we organized a little party over here. We were sitting with 5 guys on that couch right behind me.
Wow.
A bunch of snacks. The whole table was filled with it. We ordered pizza at the evening, etc. And we watched the whole season in one go. We started at 12. We started at noon. And we went almost like till midnight and watched it all in one go. So yeah, maybe I need to rewatch The Witcher again, because like I said, it's been a while and it's been all dumped on me, all the information in one single day. And rewatching it would definitely fill some little plot holes that I maybe missed.
Interesting,
because there was a lot of going back and forth between timelines, etc., and who they're showing and what time, etc. it is. So I might need to give it another shot. But I really enjoyed watching The Witcher. Yeah.
Okay, I want to say one thing about Lord of the Rings, and then we'll talk a little bit more about Witcher. I just want to say I just love fantasy-themed movies as well, and I'm hella excited about this. And I heard rumors about Lord of the Rings series coming. I've heard little things, but I never knew it was concrete. Like, I just knew they were working on it, or like something going on, or that was it. But I never knew it was concrete. But we'll skip one thing. We'll come back to it, and now we're talking Witcher. Witcher Season 2 is coming out this year. Oh my god, Minnie, you have to rewatch Season 1 before you watch Season 2 now.
I'll do that 100%. Absolutely.
You have to.
And if we're allowed to do it, then Season 2 will probably be another watch party over here. Yep. Obviously depends on like rules and pandemic wise, etc. But if we're allowed to, then I'll guess this will be another watch party at my place with friends. Yep.
Wow, that's awesome.
Same group back together and watch whole Season 2 in one go.
I just want to put down that I put in my notes. I just wrote another fantasy series. I'm putting money on that you've seen this. Like
Okay.
No, that The Witcher. I'm talking about The Witcher.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's
Like,
yeah,
when I was writing this up, I didn't know if you've seen it or not, but I'm like, he's a fantasy guy. I'm putting money on he's seen this, and he
Yeah.
knows he's gonna be excited about season 2. Season 1 I thought was the best. I think it's the best fantasy TV series to date. I think, like, if you say fantasy ever, nah. There's like a few other things, but like as a TV series with 10 episodes, what beats The Witcher? Is there anything? I don't think so. Fantasy
I'm
wise.
thinking of something, but series wise, there wasn't really that much that's good in the fantasy world.
No.
Movie wise, there's some great stuff like
Oh,
Lord of the
movie
Rings,
wise,
Hobbit,
there's
etc.
tons. Yeah, movie
Movie
wise,
wise,
there's
there's
tons.
tons.
But not
Series,
TV
there
series.
aren't.
Yeah.
No. So I think I'll agree with you on that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I just want to mention also, Henry Cavill is a god amongst men. He just,
That
oh,
man did such a good job as being the Witcher.
oh,
I didn't really knew him like other than being Superman.
yeah,
And to be honest, I didn't really enjoy that movie with him
yeah.
because I'm not a big Superman fan in general.
Okay.
So I was a bit skeptical of him being the Witcher.
Yeah.
I dug a bit into like, okay, like what kind of person is he? I found out he paints Warhammer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like,
He
okay,
built his
wait,
own
what?
PC from scratch.
He
Like,
built
he is
his
a
own
nerd.
PC. He's painting elves. He's a freaking geek, and I'm like, okay, I'm starting to like you more and more with every sentence I read about you.
There's one more fact I want to tell you about him. He nearly missed his Batman audition because he was raiding in WoW.
Yeah,
That's a fun fact going around him.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the more and more I heard about that guy, the more and more I liked him, and I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm really looking forward to him being the Witcher now, and he did such a good job.
One more. I got one more thing to mention about that, and we'll move on to the next news article. Have you seen Ozark? It's on Netflix. Ozark.
I heard about it. I think I saw half an episode, but it didn't grab me right from the start, so I moved on because I was watching some other stuff.
Jason Bateman, usually in a comedy role, he's very famous for Arrested Development. He's done other comedy movies and stuff, stupid comedy movies and stuff. And this is one of his first most famous like serious roles. And he plays a father of 2 with a wife, and he's a money launderer because he's an accountant, and he's a money launderer for a drug dealer lord. So, and there's all drama with the money laundering, and there's murders, and there's this and that. And it's really, really messed up. Really good drama. Really good.
Okay.
So the season 4 comes out this year at some point. We don't know when, and really, it's really good.
I'll add it to my watch list then.
Yeah, man, it's good. It's good. Jason Bateman in a serious role, really good. Okay, this is the news article that was massive that I wanted to talk about as well, and like I said, it's relevant to you and me and nearly every other streamer out there. It's Microsoft is in talks to buy Discord for more than $10 billion.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
So this article comes by Diana Bass and Katie Roof over at Bloomberg. Microsoft is in talks to acquire Discord Inc., a video game chat community company, for more than $10 billion, according to people familiar with that matter. Discord has been talking to potential buyers, and software giant Microsoft is in the running, but no deal is imminent, said the people who asked not to be identified because the discussions are private. Discord is more likely to go public than sell itself, one person said. Representatives for Microsoft and Discord have declined to comment. The San Francisco-based Discord is best known for its free service that lets gamers communicate via video, voice, and text, and people stuck at home during the pandemic have increasingly used its technology for study groups, dance classes, book clubs, and other virtual gatherings. Hey, just like, look, Minnie's doing it for his business now. Look at that. It has more than 100 million active monthly users. I didn't know that. Wow, that's massive.
That's a lot,
and has been elaborating on its communication tools to turn it into a place to talk, rather than merely a gaming-centric chat platform. So they want to be the place to be to talk online. I can see them doing it. Discord is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And if they're turning down Microsoft for 10 billion, Jesus Christ, they're going places. So, Minnie, if this went through, how would this affect you? And do you have an Xbox account?
I had an Xbox account when I had my Xbox 360 back in the days, but I'm not using it anymore. It obviously depends on how Microsoft would implement it.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, if they would use it in their, I don't know, like in their Office 365 package or whatever, I could see it being or having a positive outcome for me.
Yeah.
Because people I work with would get to know Discord better and more earlier.
Yeah.
Because right now, when we say we're using Discord, most people just look at me like,
"What's that?
What's that?"
Yeah.
So that would be helpful for us.
Well,
at the same time, obviously, if they put it behind a paywall in any kind of form, it would really work against us.
They can't do that. No, they won't do that. I think I think Discord's going to stay the same, but for all its users, but they'll make it easier to integrate it with the Xbox and Microsoft ecosystem. Helping gamers and, like you said, maybe the Microsoft Office 365 package, all that. That's a good positive, getting people who don't know Discord to use it. But here's the thing, right, Minnie? Here's the thing. Remember when Microsoft bought Skype? Remember Skype was this own program, and it was like 20 years ago, 15 years ago, it was the way to talk to people over the internet, and Skype was this huge thing. And then Microsoft bought it, and Skype went down the drain.
Yeah.
I know it exists now, but like no one uses Skype, and like I don't know what they did to it, but it's
could be just the natural flow of time that happens with those kind of software systems. Because the only people that I know that still use Skype are pretty big organizations who take a lot of time to adapt to new systems.
Yeah,
those are the kind of systems or organizations or people that are still using Skype.
Yeah, true.
So most of it's basically the same with when we have with Facebook. Open up your Facebook right now, scroll through it. What's the only thing you see? Advertisement, memes, or people that are mostly like my parents and grandparents are on there.
Yeah.
All the younger folk, the gaming folk, etc., move to Instagram or to like Discord or now on Twitch. So it might just be that we get bored of something and then something new shiny comes that satisfies that need for something new for a couple of years. Well, and Discord is doing that really well because they are bringing out new stuff to it.
Yeah.
With the Nitro, with boosted servers, with the emotes, it's more than just a talking section. It's also like a forum at the same time.
It's now they're saying it's now just a communication tool. It's like what Skype was 15 years ago, but like how advanced now it is with everything Discord can do. But it's the thing is with Microsoft, they got the money, right? They're the multi-billionaires. They got the money. They're one of the big boys in the companies, the tech companies out there, right? They're Microsoft, Google, Amazon, big boys that got billions and hundreds of billions of dollars to spend. So like they bought what did they buy Bethesda? How much did they buy Bethesda with? Wasn't it 7 billion?
A ridiculous amount of money, yeah.
7 billion, not like they bought, like it's not million, it's billion, 7 billion, $8 billion to buy a gaming company, which Bethesda owned. Like, it was another gaming company that owns Bethesda because there was a bunch of other companies as well. But it was huge in the gaming news industry, like going around for the last few months, and like. I was reading on this article that Microsoft wanted to buy TikTok. Like Microsoft, they just want to buy stuff, and they have the money to do it. Why not?
Yeah,
why not?
They have the money to do it, and they see huge potential in those kind of companies. So
yeah,
spend money to make more money. That's basically what they're doing.
We'll see
having
what happens.
It all under one company could either kill the software programs.
Yeah.
Or could come up with something really good and really new. Like, for instance, what would happen if Microsoft now comes up with all these different companies that they have? Like, if they would have Discord, they have Bethesda, they have gaming stuff. What would happen if Microsoft now comes up with a streaming service like Twitch or Mixer did?
They bought Mixer and then they sold it. So
Yeah.
they had Mixer. Microsoft had Mixer.
Yeah, but Mixer obviously didn't work for them, but they bought a streaming platform. What would happen if they made their own now?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. That would be interesting.
That they have.
Yeah. Because do they still own the technology behind Mixer? No, they sold it off to Facebook.
I don't know. I think they sold it off, yeah. I think they sold it off.
Know.
But I think now that we're on the topic of streaming platform as well, I think, and I'm not sure how you're supposed to, or how you're looking at this, so I'm also curious about your opinion about this, but I think if, as soon as one streaming service finds out a way to make it able for us streamers to play regular music on stream without the whole DMCA stuff going on,
yeah,
a lot of people would switch to that platform. A lot of people.
I agree.
So it kind of feels like a race, and with the spending power over Microsoft, they might make it happen. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, if anyone's gonna do it and they got the money to do it, it's Microsoft, because like Amazon is the big one with money they own Twitch, and you know, it's or Google, because Google's got the money for it too. It's Google
Obviously,
or Microsoft, because Facebook's got their own streaming thing and then doing their own thing, so Facebook's not gonna do it, and it's got to be Microsoft or if Google comes out of nowhere and makes one. So yeah, interesting. Okay, let's move on to the next segment. It's in ties with what we've been talking about already. I'll go first on this one, because you're definitely gonna chime in on this. I am watching at the moment. I've just started watching because it's brand new. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Amazing first episode. Have you seen this?
Where can you watch it?
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. Do I want to watch it? However, yes, I do. I do.
Now. You have to get for Loki, for for Falcon and Winter Soldier. Like, if you're a big Marvel fan and it's like it's got Marvel stuff coming. Oh, you haven't seen WandaVision, that means.
No, I haven't.
Oh, dear.
WandaVision was already a big trigger for me to maybe get it. And then now with Falcon and Winter Soldier, I'm like, oh my god, I really should. So yeah, it's basically now that I need to look into some financial stuff and probably make it happen within the next 2 weeks.
If I have to gift sub in your channel one night, a bunch of gift subs, just so I can donate to your cause. But, don't make me.
No, you don't have to do that. Absolutely not.
The trigger, you just talked about the trigger for Disney Plus. That for me, it was The Mandalorian. But now I'm so glad I've kept it, because I've been rewatching all the Marvel stuff. I'm watching all the new Marvel stuff. I got Star Wars there as well. Pixar, if I need it. I watched Soul. It's such a good service. I think it's nearly just as good as Netflix. Not better, but it's nearly just as good. It's half the price.
What I really enjoyed on Disney Plus, actually, when I had it, because there was like a 1 or 2 month trial here in the Netherlands before you actually had to pay for it, where the documentaries about Walt Disney, etc., and how like the Imaginarium, etc., is going on.
Oh yeah,
that was really interesting. Like that look behind the scene.
Oh, I haven't seen them.
Obviously,
okay.
the newer stuff that was coming up. I basically stopped my subscription for Disney Plus.
Okay.
Right before I think The Lion King came on there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been a while since I watched anything on Disney Plus.
After this episode, because we're talking, I feel bad now because we're talking so much about it, about these shows on there. I think we're gonna twist your arm and get you there, because the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's like I'm not gonna spoil it, but I'm just gonna say like it's got some stuff like with the family of the Falcon. Like it's got a little like family. It's got some like bit of family backstory in it, which was interesting because we never really got to know anything about the Falcon, and now it's his time to shine. He's got his own show, even though he's sharing it with Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier
Mhm.
is making redemptions for his crimes and things, and there's flashbacks, and it's interesting. It's so good. First episode, it's good. It if there's any show that's gonna pull you in, if it's not WandaVision, it's gonna be this. So yeah. And what I just watched tonight, I wrote in my original show notes that I haven't watched it yet, but I watched it tonight, before the podcast, was The Walking Dead, the latest episode of season 10, which was interesting. I'm keen to see how the season ends, but I found out that next season is actually the final one. Have you ever been
Ooh.
a zombie fan, Minnie?
I've been quite a big zombie and horror fan
Okay.
some while ago. Yeah.
So is
Walking
Walking
Dead, I
Dead?
think I watched the first 5 seasons.
Okay.
Then I got a bit bored
Yep.
of it.
Yeah.
Sadly, I think it was the end of season 5 when they spoiled Ned coming into the series. And that was basically the moment I stopped because I got just bored of zombie movies or series in general. And then
Yeah.
afterwards I heard that was a really good season. I'm like, should I rewatch it now? Because I'm pretty much out of the story by now.
Yeah.
So I had to then probably start somewhere around, I don't know, season 4 maybe, and rewatch that so I know what's up and who's still alive and who's not.
Mm.
Um, to be able to really enjoy season 6 the way I want it to be. And I'm not sure if I can bring up that amount of sacrifice to in time to actually do that because yeah.
Okay. Fair call. Fair. I'm similar to you. Like, I let it go for a few years, and then I sort of
Mm.
came back to it, and then I rewatched it all, and it like rekindled my love. So yeah, I see where you're coming from, where it got a bit slow, and I got a bit bored too, and I let it go for a couple of years. I didn't care. I let it
Yeah.
go. New stuff came out, didn't touch it, but I eventually came back to it, and I've been back at it for a couple of years, and it's been good. What, Minnie? What are you not? What the next question is what you've recently watched, but the first question is what are you currently watching? What's going on right now with you? Anything?
Yeah, I'm watching a couple of things. So in the morning, basically, every morning when, like I said, I wake up, have a shower, and then have my breakfast, I tend to watch some anime because it's
Oh
20
yes.
minutes episode are perfect for me for my breakfast routine.
Okay.
Because I can make my breakfast and eat it at the same time that I watch one single episode, and then I can just start my working day afterwards, which is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
So right now I'm watching Fate Stay Night as an anime on Netflix. I still need to finish Deadly Class on Netflix as well. I think I have like
Okay.
1 or 2 episodes left.
Okay.
It's a quite enjoyable watch, I would say.
Yeah. Right.
Other than that,
Excellent.
I have some stuff on YouTube. Some Forged in Fire from the History Channel that I recently found that I'm really enjoying watching.
Yeah.
But not much actually going on in terms of series or movies or anything at the moment.
I didn't take you for an anime, but not in a like obviously not in a judgmental way. I can it's hard to pick with me for people who like anime or not, but it's definitely surprised me tonight that you I'm
I'm
not
I'm definitely not open to all kinds of anime. So it's really sometimes I just give it a try, watch the first episode, nah, not my thing, and that
yeah.
happens more than I find something that I really enjoy. So it's more like nah, nothing for me. That nah, nothing for me. Nah, that also not. Okay, this is one that I like. Watch 20 episodes, done. Okay, now I need to find something new. So it's like a small portion of anime that I really enjoy watching. But yeah.
Okay. Okay, next question. What have you finished recently? In like could be a movie, could be a series, could be
Um,
anything. What have you finished recently?
I watched very recently. That was last week. Let me see. What was the movie now actually called? It is actually the new Disney movie.
Um
Raya.
oh, the dragon, Raya the dragon
Yeah,
one.
Raya and
Yeah.
the Last Dragon.
Is that
That's
good?
that's a movie I finished. It's pretty good. Yeah, I liked it.
Yeah, right.
It's
That's
pretty
on Disney
good. It's
Plus.
it's it's that typical Disney feel movie that you get from it.
Okay.
And the animations are good. The story is good. Had some small plot twists to it. Nothing too serious. You could pretty much like 15 minutes in, see how it would go.
Yeah.
But it's a good joy. Yeah, it's easy watching. So that's a nice one.
Yeah, I'll put that on my list, actually. Yeah. Okay.
Other than that, quite recently I finished the first season of Snowpiercer.
Oh, that's on my list too. How's that?
It's good. I
Wait,
really
the
enjoyed
original one or the remake?
the series on Netflix.
Oh, the series. No, that's
The
right. There was an
series.
original movie with Chris Evans in it,
Yeah.
and then they made
I
a
haven't
series
watched
on it.
I haven't watched the movie, so I'm watching the series at the moment.
Okay.
Or have finished the first season. I'm now waiting till second season is completely released on Netflix.
Yeah.
Because I can't do like one episode a week or whatever. I'll just wait a couple of weeks till there's more out, and then I can watch them whenever I want. Because I usually watch like 3 to 4, maybe 5 a week, depends when I have time.
I'm gonna throw that question in there, and you've just answered it. Sort of is like, are you a week by week person, or are you you want the season dumped on you in its entirety?
I would love to have the season dumped on me, as long as I don't get spoiled by taking my time watching it, which is obviously a huge risk that you have.
Yeah.
Because for some big series, let's say for instance season 8 of Game of Thrones would have been dumped on you right from the start in its whole. You could not escape the judgment of the latest episodes of that season.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch it like in the first day it came out.
Yeah.
So you could not take your time watching it whenever you feel like it.
Yeah, right.
So I was happy with that being a weekly thing, because you could plan for it and actually sit down with some friends. Like with The Witcher, we sat up here watching every week, watching the newest episode of Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
With a series like Snowpiercer, it's not like being that hugely hyped series on social media. I would love to be just dump the whole series upon me, and I can do it whenever I feel like it.
Yeah.
If I have an evening off, I could watch 2, maybe 3 episodes. If I have a busy week, I could take a couple of days, maybe not watch it in a week. Then I can just watch it whenever I want to. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We were talking about Lord of the Rings earlier. I actually rewatched the whole trilogy over the last couple of days. About 5 days ago. Just like, it just came up in my Netflix feed. I didn't know that it was on Australian Netflix. It must have been added recently because I haven't seen it there before. And I was just like, yep, I'm watching Fellowship, into the next day, into Two Towers, into the next day, Return of the King. Loved it. I told someone in someone's stream chat that I was doing that, and they said, why didn't you start with The Hobbit first? And I went, I don't think The Hobbit's on Netflix. I might have to go looking for that. Because I'm gonna go watch that now. The Hobbit prequel movies.
Could be on Prime.
Might be on Prime. I don't know. I haven't looked. I'll have to check it out now. Also, wanted to mention this. I watched recently. It was last night or yesterday or the day before. I watched a documentary on Netflix. A Netflix original documentary called Operation Varsity Blues. And it's about the largest college admission scam ever in the USA. And it was amazing. It was so good.
Okay.
Because it was shown, it was telling the story with actors reenacting from FBI transcripts from phone taps. So they had the phone taps that were released from the trial and the prosecution and all that from the FBI. And then the documentary got actors to play the scenes like it was actually happening in the story, like the whole thing going on. And they had interviews with real people in the cases and in the story going on in the middle of it as well, like a documentary. It was really interesting. It's on Netflix. Check it out. About this guy set up a company. This guy called Rick Singer set up a company, and he targets rich, usually white families that want to get their kids into really prestigious colleges, and he offers them money. He accepts money, and he finds a back door, side door to get him in illegally. And he did it for years and years and years, and all these rich people were getting their kids into college, cheating their way into college, and then it all got found out by the FBI and everything. It was a massive thing in 2018 and
Okay.
2019. Yeah, it was really, really in depth, really good documentary, really interesting. I like watching those type of documentaries. It was good.
Now that you
Definitely.
mentioned it, I might have heard something about that because back in 2018, I was working for a university here in the Netherlands as a project leader. I think faintly in the back of my mind, something like that came up once or twice, just like in that hallway conversation.
Oh wow.
That stuff was coming out now in the USA that they found out about it. So
Yeah.
it vaguely rings a bell.
Yeah. Right. There you go.
Yeah, I need to
Wow.
look into it. Yeah.
Wow. There we go. All right, let's move on to our gaming segment. What we're playing.
Ooh.
All right, Mini, I'm gonna bring up something here because I am a bit of a stalker. Last time I checked your Steam, you've played some Stardew Valley. How's that going?
I love that game. It's great. It's such a chill game. You can just start it up, enjoy, relax,
Hmm.
and before you know it, the day ends. And like, oh shit, I have other stuff to do as well. So it's also a dangerous game to just sit down and relax because time will fly by.
It is a time management game, definitely, but definitely relaxing as well. I agree with you.
Absolutely, I just love that game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. I see it's coming up. It's come up in my because when I click on play, it says like Minimatties has played recently or Minimatties unlocked this achievement, and I'm like, oh, Mini's playing too. It was good. It was funny when I saw that.
I'm not always in the mood for Stardew Valley, but I really enjoy the game. Yeah.
Cool. Is there anything else you've been playing? Or
Yeah.
is there anything you've been wanting to play? So two
a
part
couple
question.
of things actually.
Okay.
A couple of things. So
lay it
at the
on us.
moment, what I'm playing on the PC, I'm playing sometimes a bit of Factorio.
Oh, yep.
If I feel like it.
Yep.
Just enjoy that whole management kind of work that you have to go to do in a game. And I think it was last week that I started trying to get Dark Souls 2 Platinum on the PlayStation.
Holy
because
shit.
it's the only Souls game that I have not completed Platinum yet.
Wow.
So Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 3, and Bloodborne are all Platinum already on my account, and I really want to get Dark Souls 2 now and in there as well before I get my PS5 with Demon Souls.
Yep.
So I can then do the same for that game, obviously.
Wow.
So speaking of the games you want to play, Demon Souls, absolutely, 100%.
Demon Souls, yeah, right.
Yeah, I need to play that game. It looks so good. I'm also really looking forward to Final Fantasy VII, the second episode that's coming out this year.
Oh yeah, was it an expansion on it?
Yeah, so the Final Fantasy VII remakes they're making, it's basically the base game that came out 20 years ago that they're now remaking, or even longer ago, I think it was 25. So they're remaking that game into different episodes, and they're just taking a part of the first game and making that into a complete new game, adding a lot more stuff to it, adding more story stuff into it as well.
Yeah.
And I really, really enjoyed the first part. It had a lot of information going on that if you played the old version that surprised you all of a sudden in the remake, because obviously you knew what was going on, you knew what would happen, and then all of a sudden there was a character on screen that should not be there, and you're like, wait, what are you doing here? What's going on? So for me, that was a really good surprise and had some really cool moments. So I'm looking forward to seeing the second part of that.
Okay.
Especially now that they're going into the open world section of Final Fantasy VII. So you leave the first part of the game, and you're now going from the kind of linear section into the open world section, where it's also more exploring and you can grind more if you want to. I'm really curious to see how they solve that in like a AAA game from these days compared to back then.
I've never been a Final Fantasy guy, and I've never been a Souls guy. I never played the Souls games ever. I know I've heard how hard they are. I don't know if it'd be my thing, but I've heard it, and because I've heard how hard they are, and hearing you platinum them, and platinum in PlayStation language means you like 100% them, right? Yeah. That's insane. That's insane.
All the achievements.
I can't believe that.
Honestly, it's not that hard. Once you know how to play the games, For the most games, it's like finish them 3 times, find every spell, every ring, in Bloodborne, for instance, have every weapon that the game has as well. And there are not that many weapons in the game, but you need to like, because Dark Souls and Bloodborne are games which mostly is just go from one area to the other, fight the most toughest boss you've ever encountered, and move on. And obviously, there's a story involved.
Yeah.
But you also come across a lot of NPCs that, on your first playthrough, you might completely miss because you don't know they are there. But if you know about them and you talk with them, it turns out they actually have their own complete quest line throughout the game. So if you talk about them in location 1, then kill the boss. Maybe you can summon them for the boss, or you have to summon them for the boss. Make sure they don't die during the boss fight. Kill the boss. You can then encounter them at a complete different location again. Maybe they're in trouble again, or maybe they're on their next section of their quest, and you can help them out again, or they will help out you. So it's a really interesting way of world development and character development.
Yeah.
But like I said, you could completely miss it. If you're not aware of them being there, you could completely miss them. And I think that's really cool because it makes for great replayability value.
Yeah, okay.
Especially if you're not looking up any guides or whatever, because all of a sudden you don't encounter them anymore, and you're like, okay, but they told me they would go here. Something went wrong. I screwed up in any kind of way, and then it's time to find out how you did that. And most of the time it also means, well, you fucked up for this playthrough. Time to finish the game and start another, maybe on New Game Plus or whatever you're on at that point.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, that's how it works. And I really enjoy that.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. I'll mention that I did play some Stardew tonight. I told you that in private message.
Yeah.
And I was and some people saw me play some Stardew tonight on stream, making my slow progress on I'm doing 100% beach farm playthrough. 100%. Never 100%ed a game ever before. Never platinum. Never done all the achievements. Never nothing. And I have like the most utter love for Stardew. So I'm gonna try and do it with a Stardew playthrough. I've started from scratch again because I've got an original save game where I'm a millionaire and I'm in year 4. And when I first played it about 5 years ago, when it first came out. But now I've come back to the game because there was a patch 1.5 came out, and it's sort of new with extra stuff anyway. So that's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I've dabbled. Yeah, it's changed a little bit. I've dabbled in some WoW as well. And that which has been okay, but I've slowed down. With my WoW. Another game that I've played here and there, and I did recently, is Hades. Have you played Hades before?
I have not played Hades, but it's been advised to me by a couple of friends of mine, because I do love me some Binding of Isaac as a roguelike.
Yeah, if you like roguelikes, this is probably the roguelike to play. And I'm not usually a roguelike fan, but this was alright. I suck at it, and I get to the first boss, and there's like, I don't know how big this game is. People on social media post their finishing lineups and stuff, and I get to the first boss with like not much health left, and then I can't take her down every time, and I haven't yet to do it. So the other day I played it, got annoyed, and turned it off. I just suck at it, but I still try.
Roguelikes are a grind. Back when I started playing Binding of Isaac, I sucked at it so bad. I never got far, and I never finished a run. And a friend of mine actually who did 100%, or actually I think in Isaac there's a 1,000% achievement thing going on. So if you have one save file 100% completed, then it's 100%. But you can have 3 save files in Binding of Isaac. So if you have all 3 of them completed 100%, you achieve the game on 1,000%, and you unlock an extra secret achievement for it.
Wow.
So he was doing that at that time, and I'm like, why are you enjoying this? The game is terrible. I'm so bad at it. So he showed me some stuff in the game, helped me a bit to find my way around in the game.
Yeah.
And that's basically at the point that I really started enjoying it. And the thing is, once you get a couple of runs in, it becomes a lot easier. And you most certainly see it's a roguelike, so there's always a bit of RNG involved.
Yeah.
You need to find the right items, etc., to make it an easier or even a broken run if you want to.
Yeah.
But yeah, Binding of Isaac came in with a lot of surprises for me, and I think Hades has the same kind of surprises. Like you're thinking the game is done, and you finish the boss, you see the end credits, etc. That's perfectly fine. Okay, so that's the whole run. Now I need to do this a couple of times. Cool. After the 5th time, all of a sudden there's 2 more floors. Where did that came from? What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, secret. There's
Yeah.
now a new boss.
Mm.
And that happened like 3 times to me. Like, okay.
So that's like the roguelike theme. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
That will
well,
100%
Hades
happen
is
in Hades
there.
as well.
Hades, if you're what you're describing to me sounds like Hades, and that's Binding of Isaac too. Like you're gonna love Hades as well. So it's on the Switch. If you have do you have a Switch?
I do have a Switch, yeah.
It's on the. It's really fun on the Switch. Like I play on PC with a controller, but like maybe I should buy it on the Switch. It might be better. So I can sit on the couch and like grind away. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, last game that I've sort of played. I want to mention that I've dabbled in, and I keep mentioning every episode is Jedi Fallen Order. Did I tell you this story, Minnie? That what happened to me about a year ago? So did I tell you about this story? Do you know about the Jedi Fallen Order?
Don't think so, no.
I don't know if I shared it with you or with Hadramol or in Hadramol's chat or your chat or something. I remember going in someone's chat the night it happened and everyone laughed at me because it was funny because I told the story. What happened was I went to buy Jedi Fallen Order at 90 Australian dollars, and I'm like, maybe not. And I just closed Steam. And I got distracted or something, or I closed it, or I don't know what happened. I left it. A couple of days later, I went to Steam, and another game was on sale, and it was like $10, right? And I went, oh yeah, I'll buy that.
I remember
and,
you told me about this. Yep.
Yeah, and I went to the checkout, and I just went checkout, yep, and I just went purchase. Like I just went click, really quick, and then it just goes, thank you for your purchases. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, and it goes, and I click on the receipt, and it's like, you have purchased Jedi Fallen Order for $90 and this game for $20. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Oh, and I was like, whoops. And I'm like, oh, well, I've got it now. Like, someone's like, I remember the night that it happened, someone's like, dude, you can just get a refund with Steam. You can just get an instant refund. You did that by accident. No worries. And I'm like, yeah, but I sort of wanted Jedi Fallen Order anyway. But I just didn't, I wasn't ready to buy it. You know, like, it just sort of happened. And
I remember the story, yeah.
You remember now? Yeah, and it's been, ever since then, for a whole year, it's been sitting in my library untouched for a whole year. And then I went through this Star Wars phase, and I was watching Star Wars, and I was looking up Star Wars, and I'm talking about Star Wars. Around the time Mandalorian was around, and then season 2 of Mandalorian and everything. And then someone like Beardo was like, dude, go play Jedi Fallen Order if you're got a Star Wars hard on, you know, like. And I'm like, yeah, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. I don't know. And the other day, like a week ago, I finally like installed it and played it and started playing it, and I streamed it, and I was I was nerdgasming all over the place. Like, oh my god, it was so like all this stuff was happening. It was mad. So I haven't touched it again yet. I'm gonna when the time is right, I'll play a little bit more of it, but. That's the backstory. If you haven't, I can't remember if I've told that story yet. Maybe I told it in episode 1.
Yeah, you told it. I think it was even in my stream back then that you told it. That it
was it your stream?
There you go. Or I was in header streaming when you told it. But I definitely remember the story that was going on.
Yeah,
and it's actually funny that you're mentioning that game because I was watching right before we started up the podcast. I was watching a streamer who was playing Star Wars Jedi: The Fallen Order. Yeah. It's the Berserker. It's a good friend of mine by now.
Oh yeah.
And he never played that game, even though he had it for a while.
Yeah.
So he started it, and I was watching him, and I'm like, this is a game I really could enjoy playing. Mm-hmm. I see some Souls elements coming back into those games as well. Like you lose some XP, etc. when you die. So you have to defeat or at least hit the enemy. I think it's in Star Wars to pick it back up. the rest mechanic that you reset the world so the enemies will be back, etc. I'm like, okay, I could enjoy this, yeah. So I might have to get that game one day as well. Maybe when the PS5 arrives, then
I read somewhere that if you like Souls games, like that you will like Jedi Fallen Order. That's what I read somewhere. Like it's just like
a lot of people call it a Souls-like. Yeah, we actually had
okay.
that discussion in the chat today over there as well.
Yeah.
That it's not an actual Souls-like because it's not a Souls game.
Yeah.
But it definitely has some Souls elements, and it can be quite tough.
Yeah.
So I like a good challenge. So I would probably enjoy that game. I think I also played the what was the first game? The first Jedi game that came out for like PS3 back then.
Knights of the Old Republic.
No, not that one.
Battlefront.
You played as a Jedi. It was just an offline single player game.
Yeah, Knights of the Old Republic. That's the big one. KOTOR.
I don't think it was that one. I'm not sure. There was a part 1 and a part 2. Maybe Jedi Fallen Order is pretty much like part 3 of that one.
I don't know. I can't. I don't know. I can't think of any other Jedi games.
The Force Unleashed. That's the one.
Oh, The Force Unleashed. Yeah, right.
I played that one back then when it when it came out, and I really enjoyed that one as well.
I remember that one. Now you've said it, it rings a bell, but I couldn't think of that. Couldn't think of it. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go to our next segment, which we've got some stuff to showcase. I'm excited to show everyone on camera what you've got because it's what have you been streaming / who have you been watching? So Mini, tell us about your stream, like the current settings, future plans, things like that, and I'll ask you the next question after that.
Okay, cool. So right now, I could actually switch to my paint scene then, so you can see on screen as well what's going on. So this is my regular setting, how I do my streams, and I'm mostly a painting streamer. Be it Warhammer, be it D&D miniatures, be it like any cool mini that I want to slap some paint on, basically gets into my hand and find its way somehow on the stream. So right here, right now, these are 5 different Dark Angels HQ models that I have finished so far. I've got one more left to do that I need to start. It's a Chaplain. These are a commission that I'm working on right now. So that's what I did in the past few weeks on stream, and what I will do in the coming week, probably.
Quick question. Has your client, the commission client, has he seen your stream and seen you work on them, or is he going in blind?
No. I showed him some pictures, obviously, because he requested quite a high quality of minis in the end. So I obviously showed him some pictures of the work that I did and of my minis. And then I also told him like, okay, I also stream my progress. If you want to, you can live watch me work on your stuff. And he's like, oh, that's really cool. Because he also told me that he had some bad experience with another commission painter in the past. That guy barely asked for any information, and then at the end, just once it was done, showed him some pictures, and it did not turn out the way he wanted it to be. So I'm pretty much trying to give the clients that I work for, and again, I'm not a full-time commission painter or anything. This is still just a hobby for me. So I'm just as glad to paint something for myself as I'm doing a commission. But if I'm doing a commission for someone else, I want to give them at least the minimum amount of what they expect from me. I obviously want to go way beyond, but there's a certain threshold of a standard that I want to achieve for every commission that I do.
Absolutely.
So I want to give my clients all the options possible to watch me work on it as well.
That's awesome.
Basically, after every time that I paint for a couple of hours, I send the client pictures like, hey, what do you think of this? How do you want this to have? There's a shoulder pad here. What color should it be? I want to know all the details, and preferably even have pictures from the client. Like, okay, I want this to look like this. And I really enjoy how this looks on this mini. I really enjoy how this looks on that mini. So I can get all those bits of information and implement it on the mini for the client.
Yeah.
What I will work on the future, and that's actually a really cool project that's coming up. It will be a one stream kind of thing, because next week, Wednesday, and I will probably hate myself for doing this, will be my stream anniversary here on Twitch.
Yep.
So it will be my 1 year being on this amazing platform. And someone challenged me to paint a whole start collecting box. This is the whole start collecting box of the Flesh Eater Courts.
Yeah.
In a single stream. And you know me by now, Oz. I'm a slow ass painter.
Yeah, you're pretty slow.
This will take me a while. So this will probably
it's going to take 12 hours. It's going to take 12 hours.
It will probably end up being another 24-hour stream, Oz.
Probably 24.
Because there's this big guy in here as well.
That's true. The big guy's going to take forever,
yeah. So yeah, this will be a long one.
Is this the original challenge from the that hobby store that said that they were going to give
from
you
Mini Hobby? Yeah.
Your sponsor that said we'll give you a start collecting box if you paint it in one session.
Yep, that's the one.
Oh wow.
That's exactly the one. It was back when I did a multi with Alchemist painting, indeed. Yep.
Yeah, right.
So I accepted this challenge and we changed it into a charity stream.
Nice.
So we're doing it for a foundation here in the Netherlands called Brains versus Bits. They basically try to organize daytime activities for people with a mental or physical disability.
Wow.
Based on actually Warhammer stuff. So they're painting minis with them. They're building minis with them. They organize game days with them that they can just play the Warhammer game. So they have a couple of armies basically in stock, you could say, that their clients could use and play with.
Yep.
But they're also helping them basically reintegrating into society. So they're helping them with their resume. They're helping them with job interviews, with finding jobs, offering workplaces for them, etc. So they're doing a lot for the group of people with a mental or physical disability, and they're focused on young adults. So like around my age.
That's amazing.
So yeah.
What a charity.
That's why we set up the stream as being a charity stream. I also received a shit ton of giveaways from my sponsor. So I have like really big boxes sitting there. I have like the new Kill Team box. I have a Blackstone Fortress box to give away. Start collecting boxes, etc., etc. I have a bunch of giveaways for that stream too.
Yeah, nice.
And the highest donator by the end of the stream will actually also get the start collecting box painted by me.
Oh, nice.
Not taking any responsibilities on how the end result will look, because after 24 hours of painting, I can imagine fatigue will probably kick in.
Yep.
But, you know, it will be a fun one to see.
Yep.
So that's awesome, that's what I have going on at the moment on stream. And then I have obviously some other cool stuff coming up that I want to paint. Like here's a Bloodborne miniature. That's quite big, actually.
Yeah, that's a big boy. Yeah.
That's a big boy that I want to paint one day, because that's a really cool one.
Yeah.
I have a huge dragon turtle. Obviously, I need to finish. That most people who've been on my stream will probably recognize this man. But I obviously need to finish our big friend here.
Here he is.
Our big friend Cthulhu.
Yep.
The big man himself.
You'll finish him one day.
I'm quite far, actually. It's on his shoulders and the head is left, and then the tentacles, obviously.
Yeah.
And then the base. But we did quite the amount of stuff already on him. For everyone who's afraid of holes, I'm sorry, but yeah. There's it's a tasty few from down here. That's what I can tell you.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's obviously still a project that I need to finish, and this is actually my only thing for 2021 that I have on my list of, things you want to do in 2021. All the list you come up with around New Year's. That's the only thing that's on my list. I want to finish him this year.
Yeah, fair call. I know you can. I know you will. I know you can do it. I know it'll get done.
Yeah, I just need to sit down and punch out some work on him. But yeah.
I want to mention this. Arch Shadow Angel in the chat says, "Wow, that's not a mini. That's a maxi." Yep.
It's a 2 foot tall miniature, so yeah, it's a pretty big one.
All right, that's awesome, great. I got to learn about the more details about the charity stream that I heard about coming up with you, and everyone else got to hear everything about your stream. It was great. It's you know, your stream is great. You know, I'm a fan of your stream, so it's
Thank you very much.
it's good to see your stuff, and it's always good to see you painting something interesting. So it's guys, go check out Minimatties. Extra question for Twitch related is who have you been watching lately? Anyone you want to give a mention to that you've just I watched this person yesterday, or I was really enjoying this person's stream the other day, or something? You know, just anyone.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a couple, I would say. I'm still really enjoying Genuine Vision's streams.
Yep.
Amazing painter and just a great lad here on Twitch.
Yep.
And like I just said, the Brozerker, he's a Scottish guy, became a good friend of mine. Last Sunday we actually did a little fundraiser stream for him because his PC is literally dying on him.
Yep.
His motherboard sat at around 120 degrees Celsius, so that's literally boiling inside his computer.
Yep.
And streaming is momentarily next to his wife and his son, but streaming is the only social interaction he has at the moment. So we did a little fundraiser stream for him to raise some money to get him a new PC.
Oh, nice.
And his whole community showed up, as well as mine. Which again, guys, thank you very much for that. We managed to get almost £1,000.
Wow.
To get him a new PC. Yeah.
Wow. That's incredible. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was amazing. So yeah, I would say the Brozerker, absolutely. Genuine Vision. Obviously that legend that, you know, that's sitting right there next to me on the screen. Give that man a follow if you're not doing so already. But yeah, those are the people that I would say definitely worth a shout out, definitely worth checking out.
Cool. I've popped into a few mini painters myself lately as well. Watched you the other day. I watched the Peckish Fox actually. Yesterday.
Yes.
Watched Peckish Fox. Watched do a little bit of green work on his Death Guard. It was really nice. I appreciated his greens. I told him. And also watching more of my favorite scam caller, Kit Boga, the guy who calls scammers.
Oh yes.
Pretending to be an old lady or a man. Yeah, it's just so
great.
good to like sit in bed and like put that on and listen to it and fiddle with my phone and stuff. Like it's so good to like listen. It's like I sort of treat it like a podcast even. You know, like even if I'm playing WoW or something, I'll just play WoW and listen to him talk to a scammer in the background, and it's so funny. Like, I want to mention that this week I was telling you about pre-show that this week is my week 2 into my no schedule. And it's gone good so far. It's gone good. I'm enjoying my painting because I'm feeling motivated to paint. I had a good gaming session today. And we're doing the podcast when we can, which is you know
Awesome.
which works for me and works for my co-host. So,
So
things are going well with the no schedule. So,
what are your current projects on the painting table then, Oz?
I've been doing some Necron stuff lately. I've been getting into my Necrons again. And I started one of my just recently I started out of the Indominus box one of the 3 Scorptech destroyers.
Nice.
I started doing one of those, and I had a few warriors to do as well, so I was doing the warriors at the same time. So I was doing highlights on them both, and I was doing the whole process of my paint scheme on the warriors and the destroyer, and even break up that I was painting a Tyrannid on the side, and some different greens, trying out different greens on a Tyrannid. So I've got the Tyrannids, some spare Tyrannids.
Awesome.
So painting's been going okay. Yeah, painting's been going okay. I had a bit of a break from it all for a couple of weeks, but that was a break from everything. And then I was doing working out what was going on, and like I just didn't feel like painting for a week or two, and I just like I'll come back to it when I do. This next segment I don't have
totally fine.
Yeah, exactly. You can come back to it. You don't like that's what we were talking about earlier. Like, I don't want to be forced to paint like a job. It's not my job. I don't want to paint every day. I don't want to paint every second day. I want to feel like I want to wake up and have a day off and go, man, I really feel like putting some paint on a model today. I'm gonna sit down and turn on the camera. You know?
Yeah.
I want that motivation, not like, oh, it's Monday. I have to paint today because it's Monday. You know, like.
Yeah.
Oh, whoops. Pulled out my headphones. Sorry.
Oh,
there we go. Pulled out my headphones. Yeah. Anyway, I don't want to rant on about all that, but like, the short version, no schedule is working out pretty good, and the painting is been pretty good lately since not doing so much of it over like February. Didn't do much painting in February, but now in March I've been doing quite a lot.
Nice. Any big model you're looking forward to paint one day, or?
Oh yeah, that's what I should mention. I've been thinking about finally tackling my Seraphon Carnosaur.
Ooh, yes.
Oh man, it's sitting on my shelf, unprimed. It's like ready to go. I've been wanting to paint something Seraphon, and I've been wanting to paint it something big. So I think it's time for the Carnosaur. I'm gonna look up a
You also
tutorial.
still have the Bastillodon, right?
I've still got that too, yeah, but I think the Carnosaur comes first. I think because it's from the original Start Collecting box, not the Skink Start Collecting box.
Yeah, that's fair. The Carnosaur definitely was the first.
Oh, let's have a look at yours. Yeah, look at that. That's beautiful. Look at that.
Yeah.
I love the blues look great. That's awesome.
I had so much fun painting this one up.
That's awesome, man.
So I'm really looking forward to what you can make of it.
That's awesome. I really appreciate.
Gorgeous
I really love that.
Our little skink friends on there. Yeah, it's an amazing model.
Yeah, right. This next segment, I don't have a sound clip for. It's a new one that I thought I just want to mention quickly because we haven't done this before. It's 2 seconds. It's just called Mailbag. I want to announce now that we are I'm accepting emails for the show. So if you want to write into the show with questions, concerns, opinions, or even recommendations for stuff to watch, things like that, feel free to send us an email at thegoldtimespod@gmail.com. And we'll read them on the show, and we'll do our best to answer the questions if you have any as well. So that'll be good. If you want to email us, thegoldtimespod@gmail.com. Okay, now is our last segment of the day before we wrap up the show, and we're really good for time too. This is the end of the show, Nimini. Look at that, we're at an hour and a half. Perfect. Time for some question.
Yeah, bring it up.
So if there's any questions in the chat, this is the best time to throw them at us. If there's any questions, from the chat, if there's any to ask for Mini or to ask me, or anything. Here we go. Lee Redders says, a question for you both. What movie or TV series would you like to be seen made into a video game? Oh, you can go first.
Ooh. What movie or TV series? Oh. That's a tough one. That's a tough one, Lee. Because most already tried, and sadly most failed as well.
I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to think as well.
Yeah.
All right. Because Star Wars is all there. Lord of the Rings is there.
You would probably like this one.
They finally did it with Marvel, and Marvel. Go.
A good horror survival field game based on Jurassic Park.
Yeah, right. So like you're running away from like the dinosaurs and stuff. Like you got to get out of
You're that
Jurassic
puny
Park.
human in a park when shit went down.
That's a good one. That's a good thought.
Like Resident Evil style, but then
God of War,
Jurassic
Stinger.
Park. That's more the other way around then, Stinger, right?
Trying to think all my favorite.
Other than that,
all my favorite TV shows and movies. You know what? The Expanse. I want The Expanse to be a video game. I want to be either an Earther or a Martian or a Belter, and I want to like I want to get by in the solar system. So I have to I have to get like a spacecraft. Think like GTA, but like in the solar system. And there's Earth, and there's Mars, and there's the Belters, and there's spaceships, and there's like you got to earn money, and you got to find a a good planet to have a base on, and it's GTA, but GTA style, but in space in the solar system, multiple planets to go to, thing like that. That's my answer off the top of my head.
Good one. Good one.
Just a side note, have you seen The Expanse?
I've watched the first 3 episodes. Because Artsy Gem, another streamer on here, she actually talked to me about maybe hosting an RPG, and she wanted me to be one of the players. In the universe of The Expanse. So like imagine a D&D kind of game.
Yeah.
But then in the universe of The Expanse. So
that's awesome.
Obviously you need to have some knowledge of the universe. That's why I'm watching it. I still need to continue watching it. It was pretty good.
The first season is very slow. The first season is very slow. So once you get past the first season, you get a bit of a basic of everything, and then things start happening in season 2.
I didn't mind that it's being a bit slow at the beginning, to be honest.
Okay.
I didn't mind it so far. I really enjoyed it.
Okay. I think The Expanse is the best sci-fi TV series that's ever been made. I'm just putting it out there. I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's like my Game of Thrones. Oh, there we go. Game of Thrones is the best fantasy TV series there is. Jesus Christ. I forgot about Game of Thrones. I said earlier tonight that The Witcher was the best fantasy TV series. I forgot that Game of Thrones existed.
Do we count season 7 and 8? Or?
Yeah, I count. It's part of it. I don't care. It's all if you take it as from season 1 to season 8, it is like a masterpiece. I don't care about season 7 and 8 being shit. I don't care. Stinger has got a good question. If an actor was to play you in a biopic of your life, who would play you and why? You can go first.
Oh.
Who would play Minimatties in a biopic? Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen
It's where my initial thought went as well. I think though I would go for Zach Galifianakis, the guy from The Hangover.
Oh, that's good. That was a good one too. Yeah. That's a good one too. Very good.
It might be that we start off with Seth Rogen, and when I go older, I'll go into the other, into Zach.
So Seth Rogen in your late teens, early 20s.
Yeah, Seth Rogen will be the now me, and then when it's like when I'm end of 30s, 40s, whatever, and moving on forward, we could switch to Zach.
Yeah, right.
Who would you be?
I've got an easy one. I have to look up the actor's name. Hold on. What's his name?
Good question, Stinger. Damn.
Oh shit, what's his name? There's an actor that all these people at my last job told me that I looked like him, and that's it. That's the movie. Danny Deckchair. Danny Deck.
I feel. By the way, I feel sorry for everyone who answers Liam Neeson to that question. Your biography would not end well.
I got it. I got it. Rhys Ifans. Rhys Ifans is the actor that plays me, and I look like a spitting image of him when I had long hair, even when he's got short hair as well. Rhys Ifans. And Stinger's like loving this.
Oh yeah. I can
look him up. Look him up. Rhys Ifans. He's tall. He's lanky. He's got he doesn't have a perfect face like me. I don't have a perfect face. He's got a bit of wonky nose. I got a bit of wonky nose. He's Welsh. Thank you, Stinger. Thank you. He's Welsh. Yep. There you go. And he plays a little bit here. What else is he famous for? He's famous Danny Deckchair. Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man. He's in Notting Hill. He's the roommate in Notting Hill.
He's in Harry Potter.
Yes, he's in Harry Potter.
He's the father of Luna.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
the
he's
figure
going to
is
be in the
lovely.
House
The
of
editor of the
House
Wizarding
of the Dragon.
magazine. Yeah.
I need to cut my beard short so it looks like him, and then I need to lose some hair. But like, man, he's my actor doppelganger, and
Yeah, I agree.
yeah. All right. Thank you, chat, for the questions, but I don't want to hold Mini any longer than I said I would, and we're gonna wrap up this show. I want to say, well, thank you everyone for watching and listening, and a big thanks to the guest host this week, Minimatties. Thank you.
Thanks for having me, dude. Thank you.
Dude, thank you so much for being. It was a pleasure having you on, man. It was great. If anyone wants more of you, Mini, where can they find you?
Easiest way, obviously, here on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Minimatties. That's the easiest and mostly only way actually to find anything from me. Other than that, Instagram for some pictures of painting, but I don't post as much as I should actually. So yeah, I would say just Twitch.
Cool, awesome. You can follow the show on Twitter at the Gold Times Pod, and you can also follow me on all the social media. I'm at everywhere at Oz Gold Times. I want to mention, if you want to support the show with a few bucks, you can become a member of our Patreon army over at patreon.com/OzGoldTimes. And a big thanks to our soldiers and officers over there, Hale Vectrin, Aaron Bang, and Steve B. Thank you. And you can grab this show and all previous shows either on video at the Oz Gold Times YouTube channel, or the audio version is available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, or anywhere podcasts can be found. Just search The Gold Times, and the links are in our Twitter. Hopefully see you again, and thank you. Enjoy your screen times. That one.